gel, and usually you're gelling around the right time, and that team in the other locker room is gelling at the right time. They've been gelling since Christmas. So for us, we're just in a new experience as a group, and we just got to respect that and just bring everything we can to this next game and just do one possession at a time. I don't want to be too cliche, but I don't have a lot of answers for how you make up time, from October until now, when, usually teams would be gelling and things would be feeling good. You could put it on me in terms of playing better, controlling the game better, controlling our possessions, being more in the stance, not turning the ball over as much. I had 5 fouls tonight. So you could put it on me more of just doing more, and holding the guys accountable, same way I'm held accountable.
Because no one does it better than him. 11 seasons in the NBA, Kyrie Irving has played 60-plus games 4 times. That means 7 times he's played 60 games or less. That means 3/4 of his career, he has missed a quarter of every season. But he cashed the check, though. And he leave his brothers hanging. And nobody wants to talk about it. He got the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to sit up there and utter out of his mouth, "Oh, I got to ride with my boy. I'm here with number 7. No, I ain't going to abandon him." You've been abandoned him. You've been left him hanging. And so now what we're seeing is the rippling effects of his level of selfishness. And I said it on Countdown yesterday. I'm going to say it again. Kyrie Irving is not good. He is spectacular. He is a sensational basketball talent. This brother is worth walking through the turnstiles to watch, just to watch him. That brother, to me, is worth $50 million a year because he's due to get 5 years, $248 million, blah, blah, blah. He's worth $50 million a year. I would never give that man a long-term contract again in life. Every deal for him would be a 1-year deal. Every deal, because you can't trust him. You can't trust him to show up to work. If he get the money, he the kind of dude, I don't feel like working. I'm going to take it off. And guess what? He's willing to afford the loss. So if he gets Doc some pay, well, guess what? It's no big deal to him. Kyrie the kind of dude that'll get $30 million and go like this. All right, I'll take 20 and skip this time off and leave his brothers hanging. It's who he is. It's who he has been. And the fact of the matter is, what's going on with the Brooklyn Nets right now are a direct result of his negligence. And because of it, that's what makes his sound, that sound that you just heard him articulate to the masses, more reprehensible. It's disgusting to see him talk the way that he's talked and act like, it's just a problem we got to figure out. You're the problem.
Let me ask
figure you out.
Whose team do you think this is?
This is KD's team.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
No, what I mean by that.
It should be on paper.
No. To answer your question directly, what I mean by that, when I say that is, the Brooklyn Nets do what KD wants them to do. I know what you're saying, and you're right. It's Kyrie, but only because KD capitulates to Kyrie.
So when are we going to start talking about that? I think that's a legit.
Well, I
hear what you're talking about. I understand all that.
Right.
But there needs to come to a point where Kevin Durant says no more.
I agree.
This
and
is
that's
mine.
Now.
Yes, it has to be now.
So do you expect to hear that from Kevin Durant when this series ends?
I don't think you're going to hear that.
About it. Well, let me tell you something right now.
That's a real conversation.
You don't hear it from Kevin Durant. I'm not talking about literally verbally, like through his actions or whatever. If you don't see that, Kevin Durant ain't going to recover because the basketball world is descending upon KD. Do you understand right now that people are talking about what KD is not doing, and they're pointing the finger at him for a lot of things? And the indictment against him is the lack of leadership. Mm-hmm. There is no doubt about it. Kevin Durant, I consider to be the best in the world until this series, the best on the planet, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at him right now. He's a good brother, heart's in the right place. You know what his loyalty is to his boy. That's what this is about.
Yes.
KD ain't betraying you if you doing that. He's not doing that, right? And as a result of that, we find ourselves in a situation where a 2-time champion, a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. Now, what did I tell y'all months ago? You see what everybody talking about today, right? He left Golden State. He left Steph Curry.
And that was the narrative.
For Kyrie. Did I not tell y'all when I got blasted
months ago?
I said, yo, I'm not wishing it on him. I'm not saying it. As Mama Durant, who I love dearly, you know that, she goes on Twitter, she went off on me. KD clapped back at me, and I was like, yo, I'm not feeling this way. I'm telling you what's coming. I've been in the media. How many years, Tim Legler? I've been in 28 years, Jay. I know this business, and I'm telling you, they gonna say you left as long as Golden State's winning. You left Steph Curry for him? They're not talking about talent. We know how spectacular Kyrie is. They ain't talking about talent. They're talking about character. Yeah. He's not reliable.
But KD never could have predicted this with the vaccine.
No,
situation.
and I also think clearly there was something about the situation in Golden State for KD, but by the time that ended, it wasn't fulfilling for him anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't fulfilling. He felt like I came to something that was ready-made.
But he's not indicted for leaving Golden State. He made a choice to join Kyrie, and the reason why I keep bringing up the riots at the U.S. Capitol, that wasn't about the vaccine. He took off then and left KD. It's like it doesn't matter
There's
to
other
him.
issues that are important to him.
Well, listen, this guy's not going to ever elicit sympathy now from anybody.
Can't.
Because you have to have humility and selflessness to get sympathy in certain situations. And that's gone, man. That ship sailed. And I feel bad for Kevin Durant watching him play right now. I feel bad for him. Right. He doesn't look like himself. He looked, Game 3, he looked like he did his rookie year.
And here's what Kyrie needs to know. Here's what Kyrie needs to know, y'all. And y'all appreciate where I'm coming from. Kyrie Irving, you could try talking to the media now all you want to. They remember you called them peons. They remember you said they were insignificant. They remember you said they don't mean anything. You can try that song and dance all you want to now that you're taking heat. But you on the record. Because what happened? You have certain people that establish a level of whatever, and they think their status is here and other people are here. Very few people articulate it. Kyrie did. He said people are peons. Now, look at you. But guess what? You going to be all right, you Kyrie, because you're going to go home when this season's over.
Got your money.
Right? You got your money. You understand? And you going to chill because you already showed us that you don't particularly care. You'll go on the court and do your thing because you're spectacular. But at the end of the day, does losing really hurt this dude? No, because he's already told us basketball's really not that important. There's bigger things in life, y'all. Y'all are peons. Y'all don't get it. He said this publicly. No one's forgotten. No one's forgotten except Kevin Durant. And he's the one that's taking the heat for the nonsense that brother has caused by leaving him hanging. He left him hanging.
I want to get to Ben Simmons, but really quick, I just want to ask you this yes or no answer. Right now, do you think it would be the right move to give this team another year, keep them intact, let everybody gel, see what they can do? You get Ben Simmons back, you have KD, Kyrie, no vaccine issue, or do you think it's just not working?
I think you have to give him another year. I don't think you have a choice. I think if you let Kyrie go, well, you can't just let Kyrie go, but I think if you put Kyrie on the trading block, that could implicate KD. And that's what, to me, that's what this whole conversation comes down to. Mm-hmm. What does Kevin Durant want? Mm-hmm. What does KD want? Right. That's what it comes down to.
They don't have a choice. They have to see what it looks like once they get Ben Simmons, and they have to. Steve Nash hasn't really even been given a chance to coach what he thought either. Right. They have no choice but to go forward with what they have.
Okay. There's two different scenarios here. Number one, let me be very, very clear. Steve Nash has to go. I like the man personally. I think he's a good man. I'm not questioning his basketball knowledge. He's never coached on any level. So the point is, this season has proven one or two things, considering the absence of adjustments, both offensively and defensively, okay? Mm-hmm. And the lack of impact he's had on the roster that's been given to him. As much of a mess as it is, it's on one or two things. Either your competence level is not what it needs to be, or they didn't listen to you. You can't have these guys back and Steve Nash still coaching them. That ain't gonna cut it. That's number one. If you're gonna keep Steve Nash because it's really, really about the roster, then here's what you have to do. You have to go to Kevin Durant and you have to look him in his face and you have to say, my brother, we gave you 3 years. We giving you your money. We gave you 3 years of giving you everything you've wanted. These brothers, this assemblage that you convinced us to put together has let you down. We need you to let us and trust us do our job, Kyrie needs to go. Your boy, He's too much. You guys know this because you guys both played on an elite level in the NBA, in college. Let's understand this here. There are guys who are spectacular talents, but they don't need to be together because together makes the entire locker room cancerous because it's about them and not about the team. Kyrie has the kind of impact on Kevin Durant that paralyzes the team from doing all that it can. You got to get back to basketball. You can't do that with Kyrie in the same locker room as KD because then it's about them. And we going to see because if you KD and you're not willing to do that, then guess what? You're showing your priority is not winning.
Interesting scenarios. Get rid of Nash or potentially Kyrie not being there with KD. I want to get to another player there, another issue. We were all anticipating